had a son.
Nah, you look good, brother. I'm live with my bro, uh, Eric Garner Jr., a brother in the movement, uh, sibling of a slain. This is a brother who just powerful. The first time I seen him speak was in D.C. He was one of the few brothers that came up and took the mic to speak. You know what I mean? He made sure he was going to be heard.
It was only
Yeah,
right.
right. And then my brother was on Dateline the other day, and his Dateline interview was something special. Uh, First off, but a lot of people watching might not know exactly who you are. They might know the name Eric Garner Jr., but they might not know who Eric Garner is. First off, tell the people not only who you are, but who your father is a little bit, just in case they don't know.
My
If
father
they
was
don't know, they need to be slapped upside the head. Shit.
my father was the unfortunate unarmed black man that was on the corners of Staten Island that got choked out by the police.
And and how old were you when your father was choked out,
I
Junior?
was 20.
He was 20. And I was watching the interview on the Dateline or something. It said you were just entering the college or something like that.
Yeah, I just had signed my full scholarship to go over to Lackawanna Community College.
Okay.
Word.
And then all this shit happened. All this shit happened.
Word. So I took the burden with me over to school and all that. So I was dealing with fighting for justice for my pops, and I was playing basketball, and I was studying and shit.
Damn. Just on top of trauma, on top of just shit, real life, trying to keep up in school,
Fact.
relationship. What's it been like for you since then, like right now? If you do a recap, like since then to right now, what's it been like? If you could just explain that journey a little bit for people to understand, just a little bit.
Like the journey been real. Like it been real. Like it got to up and down days. Like the up days, you still feel down. Like, know what I mean? Like as I sit and like understand life better, like it's just crazy. Like how everything just unfolds right in front of your eyes.
Mm-hmm. Right in front of you. And then the George Floyd situation, kind of like how we got connected. We said George Floyd with the March on Washington and all that. I can imagine that took you back to that 20-year-old yourself.
Yeah, like watching the George Floyd shit, that shit made me angry. I'm not even gonna lie. Like I was like for it to happen again and for the
Mm,
and to watch the process how it unfolded again, like all these processes unfolding the way they are, like how is no cops is getting justified for the wrongfully they doing.
mm-hmm, mm-hmm. And then to hear the same words, he said, what he said, I can't breathe. Same words your daddy said, the spirit.
Word. Just like my grandmother quoted, it's like hearing the echo from the grave.
Ooh,
Word.
damn. I just had Jacob Blake's brother on here. Did you see that? I mean, Jacob Blake's uncle.
Oh
I
no,
just
I
had him.
didn't see that.
Okay, yeah. Well, I had him on a conversation, and he was just talking about how there needs to be more unity in the community to fight against these systems. We need to come together as Black folks, as people together, so that way we can fight these systems. Do you think you see people getting together more now than ever, even before? Do you see people coming together, or do you still think it's still divisive?
Uh, yeah, I see people come together more than ever now. Like I see other organizations working with other people and reaching out, but like the main focus here, like we need to certify the youth. We need to catch them up to
Mm,
speed, to what's going on, like, and for them to come out and understand, like it's a privilege to be black. Like,
mm,
don't forget that.
You always talk about white privilege, but it's a privilege to be Black.
For real.
Ooh, you just said a word right there, man. Let's talk about you and what you're doing. What are
Like
you doing?
like right now, like I'm not even gonna sit here and be like, know what I'm saying? Like I had to find my voice.
Mm,
This is not something that you could just jump out and do.
yeah,
Like like I really had to find my voice into the movement, like word, like, and know my place in the movement. Like,
because for a long time, Erica was doing things right.
yeah, and like God rest her soul, like word, and like as I see your interviews, like you're a reflection of her out my eyes, like word, you be out here wilding. That's like so, like that's something that she'd be on. Like word, she wasn't with all this stuff. Like word.
I think Erica popped out on you the other night. I think a little bit of her popped out on you the other night.
Nah, that's a fact.
So yesterday on Dateline NBC, you had a controversial moment in the interview. People were saying, uh, I want to know, was it how are you feeling? Was that thought when he said the question, like what was
Like
going through?
I'm not gonna sit here and tell you like I thought through the question. Like it was just a reaction. Like what is somebody that influence law enforcement? Like
Yeah, support law enforcement.
yeah, like support law enforcement gonna tell me like to go out there and be respectful to like a cop or something. Like what? Like who are you to tell me that I have to respect the law just because you respect the law? Like
Yeah, that's crazy. It's crazy.
word.
It's crazy. Like, brother, you know what I'm about to say to you, brother. Come on now. We love you, brother. We love you, brother.
For real, like word, like
It's
what you
love,
want,
though. But
like
come
what you
on
want me
now.
to say? I think all cops is good. Okay, if you think that,
But you're right. I think it's something where they don't understand. I think not can't nobody understand how we feel. You know, being in this movement, having to find our voices in this movement, being literally Eric Garner Jr. You know what I mean? Like literally, you are your father. Period. Like Erica as well. You know, and even my other sister, uh, uh,
Emerald,
Emerald. Yeah,
yeah,
she is amazing. She fight too. She fight too.
yeah.
Yeah, she fight. Yeah, y'all know the
And
other
that's
sister.
it, and that's another thing that I want to put forward. Like I want more like I want more young black males to start coming out and talking more. Like word.
Uh,
I feel like the females been at the forefront too long. Like word, like not
yeah,
too long, but like we need to step up and like take that role.
yeah. It needs to be a movement for brothers in the movement, for men in the
For real.
movement, for us, because like you said, it's always the mothers, it's always the grieving mothers. You know, it's never. And then whenever you see somebody like how you went off, it's like, oh, it's like an angry black man, or how I sometimes be like, oh, he's an angry black man.
Just like how we met. Like word.
Yeah.
Like know what I'm saying. Like no lie. Like I like I think somebody put me on to that video of you wilding in the governor's office. Like
Oh yeah, the mayor's desk.
yeah, like 2 days I met you. Like word. 2 days before I met you. Like word. And I was like, yo, that's crazy. Like that's like word. That's dead with type time my sister be on. Like word.
Yeah,
Not taking
real
no
Malcolm.
like no shit. Like I used to be up in school and like she used to call me like, yeah, I'm about to go take the bridge right now so these motherfuckers could hit me. Like word. That ass.
I'm gonna take the bridge.
Right.
So I want to talk about Al Sharpton. Let's talk about a little bit of Al Sharpton
Oh
because
man.
I people be talking bad about Al and they be hating on my bruh. And that's big bro. You know that's big bro. You know how we rock. We rock with
Yo,
big bro.
that's yo, no funny shit, man. I be ready to knuckle up with niggas for my son Rev. I'll be ready to knuckle
Y'all
up
better
with
leave the
my
Rev
son
alone.
Rev. I'll be like, yo, Rev, like, how can you take all that? He be like, man, just move forward.
Just
Just
move
pray for
forward.
that. Just pray for that young man.
Hey, he's so smooth. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's a
For
fact.
that young man. You know because he got people like me. If I ever see anybody disrespect Rev, I don't know. For some reason, I get like. There's this dude trying to bring a fire extinguisher, right? He brought a fire extinguisher to the press conference, and I'm like, you know, what the hell going on? He's like, oh, because Al Sharpton tries to put out fires or something, so we bought an extinguisher for his ass. And so I must have got off the stage from the press conference, and Al Sharpton is speaking, and the dude in the crowd talking shit with the fire extinguisher. So I'm like, nah, I'm about to go get on, bro. He didn't disrespect it. You know, all this heckling and shit. Nah, you ain't finna disrespect big bro here. As I'm going down there, Rev up there like, Stavante. You know, it's all Stavante. Hey. You know what I mean? Like, you know what I mean? But I'm just so pissed that this nigga had the audacity to disrespect Rev in front of me. Like, bro, this is somebody who's been sticking with our family since day one.
Day
Since
one.
day one.
I'm
And then
at
somebody who don't even know our family, don't know who the Rev is, how we know him, gonna sit here and try to make this about them. I was hella like just upset. And that love, I think, comes from Rev being there with our families since day one. Can you speak on that?
Right. Like the the Red been so much like that nigga family. Like word, like he could kick off his shoe and come sit down on the couch or something. Word, watch the news. That's a fact. The Rev is amazing, and he works every day like
Every day.
nonstop, like
Mm-hmm.
nonstop.
They don't know it. They don't know it. Minute after minute, second after second. The guy doesn't stop. The guy does not stop working at all.
Definitely the busiest black man I ever seen.
What
Word.
are what are some of the things you learned from Rev?
Some of the things like composure, like his composure is crazy.
Yeah.
Like the way he takes in something like word, like something could be going left in front of his eyes, and he know how to like dictate through it.
He know how to
Like
control the room.
yeah, he controls the room. Like word, he set the tone. Like
Like when he walks in, you know he walked in.
yeah,
Yeah.
he like word. And the way he remembers stuff, like the way he
Yeah.
remember his speeches and all that,
Oh my
like
goodness. He
word.
can write 2 words down and remember the whole speech.
It'd be crazy. Like I be watching him on Saturdays, and I'd be like,
Yeah. Yeah. Crazy. Crazy. He don't I seen him do a speech one time. He only have at least 4 words. I think 4 words was on the speech. I'm thinking he got a whole long speech. They just took the talking points out there and just
pick
made a
them
whole.
shits apart.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's a fact.
Yeah. So
Like he that's a workaholic right there for the black community. Like he works nonstop for the black community.
you
Like
love our
word,
people. You love our people.
word.
And how long have you been going to these Saturday Justice rallies?
I've been going every Saturday for 6 years.
Oh my god, man! Church on Saturday.
Word, that's church on Saturday.
Oh man! And for these, how does this? Because people out in the West Coast, we see it a lot. We hear it on the radio. We hear about it and all that. How does the actual? Is there a service to the justice rallies? Like, is there actual service? Is like a praise
It's
and
an
worship?
actually service. Like people really wear their church hats, come out, listen to the Rev talk, all that word. And it's more than the Rev speaking. Like he got like a whole lineup for the morning. Like you're gonna learn about something that's going on in the world. Like word, like the whole format is dope.
That's what's up. That's what's up. That's what's up. Because we started something like that called Stephon Clark Sunday. What's next for you, Eric Garner Jr.? What's next for you? What's big on your agenda?
Well, right now I'm in talks with Jacob Blake Sr. because you know they decision just came out.
I know.
So I'm standing behind him, like, you know what I mean, doing the best I could by supporting him and all that.
Okay. Okay. And then the Eric Garner law. You still fighting for that? We still on that?
Well, we got it passed in New York State. We got it passed, but now
Federal.
I think they trying to pick at the law and try to take something out. I don't know what's too sure, but stay tuned. Once I get that
Okay. Yeah.
information, I'm gonna pass it
Because
along.
we did something like this called Stephon Clark law that got passed out here just in California, and we want to
Oh,
make it national, just like we want to make Eric Garner law national.
yeah, facts.
To ban chokeholds everywhere, especially here in
But
California.
I think that's gonna be the George Floyd law. I think that's what they perceive
Okay.
as George
Okay.
Floyd.
Because
This
the
is
Steph because I thought that they was gonna make the Stephon Clark law, which is the one that changes the reasonable necessary, something like that. But they're probably gonna add something in there where that they can probably both work hand in hand or whatnot. But we
right.
definitely need that. We need that, because a lot of work that we do, people don't understand that is work to we can't bring our loved one back, but it's really work to prevent that type of shit from happening ever again.
Exactly.
You know,
Word.
yeah, and for other people that might understand, like when I'm talking to you, you could tell me something like, "Hey man, you cutting up. I don't like the way that shit." It would feel different. I could respect it coming from you. You see what I'm
Yeah.
saying? Because you've been affected. You know what the media shit look like. You know how you actually lost a sister. Your own sister died fighting for your daddy. You lost somebody. I think about me, how hard I fight. I'd be like, I don't want to end up dead over this shit. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I see how people will try to put their opinions on you. You know what I mean? They beliefs and shit all on you. They
Try to
how
thwart
they
you.
want to sort of the reason why. Yeah, right. But it's some of the reason why I don't really pay attention to those people as much as I paid attention to people like you who's actually been affected. Sometimes, do you ever feel that way, that people just feel like they know you, they can talk to you anytime way because you Eric Garner Jr.? You have to remind them that hold on. And push
Yeah.
it, brother. You know what I mean? Movement it
Yeah,
all. Hold
like
on.
sometimes like that's what I had to come had to come into reality with, like, word, like people gonna say what they want to say about you. It's all
Yeah.
about how you interpretate it.
Mm,
You know what I mean? Like, know what I'm saying?
mm.
That's all you gotta do. Like, they
That's
can
what.
have their own opinions about you or whatever, but you know yourself
Yeah.
and you know what you capable of.
Yeah. And I think that was so. I think that was so dope about your sister Erica, is she knew who she was and
Fact.
what she was capable of, and that scared people. I think it scared people. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I'm like, oh shit, we ain't never seen this before. You know what I mean?
Nah.
And
Fact.
now they got, and now a brother like you so cool, calm, and collective. But they seen you spaz on Dateline for 2 seconds. Now you got to be like a little. They're like, oh hell no, we should have stuck with Emerald. You know what I mean? You got them
Nah,
confused
for
now
real.
because right when you people, a lot of people ain't met you, so when y'all see this brother right now, he at home quarantining and shit. He good right now. Okay, this is not the real him right now. Y'all watching. This man is tall as hell, light skin, shaved, clean face, professional looking. Got his cool accountant manager with him. You know, real Barack Obama esque. Okay, so to hear him say he was gonna spit on a motherfucker. If they act, you know, that was like, whoa, like, okay, you don't woke the bear up. That's why it's crazy, because when I met you at the Martin Luther King, I met a Martin. I met the Martin side of you. At the at the DC march, you were Martin all the way. I don't know if it's just because you
Nah,
was.
I'm not. Yo, I'm not even gonna lie. When you had told me that shit, I was like, oh damn, I'm running with that, because I be looking sometimes. I'll be like, oh damn, like actually looking at yourself on this shit, you be like, oh,
Yeah,
I could
you
have
look,
improved in that. I could have, nah,
yeah.
man. Word. And then a motherfucker come up to you and be like, oh, you did well, guys. Like, word, you gonna send it motherfucking chills through my body now. I mean, I'm ready to go knock over a garbage can real quick.
Yeah, they feel inspired by that. Like, yeah, how
Word.
you think I feel? You speaking what you saying, brother, especially coming from you, it's more powerful because you've been affected. And it's, even though it happened so long ago, they fired the cops 5 years after your daddy died, right? Or
Yeah,
something like that.
yeah,
Yeah,
5 years. Word.
5 years. Yeah. So it's like you got no justice still, pretty much. There ain't no
And what
justice.
these people don't understand, by not serving us justice, is giving us like ammunition. Like, if we
Yep.
see these motherfuckers in the street, what we supposed
Mhm.
to do?
That part. That
We
part.
supposed to
And
just
that's why,
walk.
yep.
We
Yep.
supposed to just walk past these motherfuckers and act like it's a normal day.
Mhm.
When he literally got my father blood on his hands, like he literally
Literally.
got my father blood on his hands, and you want me to
Literally.
walk past this nigga? Like, word? You want me to be in the same room as it? Like, word? It'd be crazy.
Ooh, yeah, they don't get it. They don't get. They just don't get it. It's a different type of. That's why I think when people say, when they see how you react, they go, I understand. I understand. You don't understand. Number one,
You
you
don't.
don't.
You
You really
don't.
don't understand. You don't. You know,
You don't.
and it's easier for you to judge and condemn and play holy because you're not in these shoes. And
Mm-hmm.
if you were in these shoes, you wouldn't be standing there and being all holy and how you are now.
See,
If
like people don't realize how hard it hit to hit them. Like,
Yep,
word.
yep, and sometimes even like our situations, ours were national, international.
Word.
A lot of people get killed by police and they don't even go national or international, and they get ignored. You know, their pain
Facts.
is
Matter of fact,
invalidated.
that's what George Floyd brother was saying. Like, word, like you meet some of these people and like you be like, oh, your son died for the police. When? Oh, this such, and that shit never even made the news or nothing. But it's a little clip in the newspaper that you got to circle down and
Yeah,
find. Like, it'd
mm,
be crazy.
yeah. And now they got people calling them and hitting them about, hey, how can I get my story out there? How can you make my thing out there? What can we do to do this?
And
And I
then
think,
when these like activism that do have the spotlight come around and like, know what I mean, actually brush shoulders with them, and now they looking at you like we all in this together. It's no reason to think you got to cut my throat to, know what I mean, to
Yeah,
interact with a
because
person or nothing.
and I call those type of people activists. Okay, and these activists, they've been doing this their whole life. Literally, some of them went to college for this. Okay, and then somebody like Eric and Garner come out, or Stavante Clark come out, no college degree at this, we in this because of blood. You know what I mean? We united by blood. You know what I mean?
Right.
Literally, we in this. We're not trying to be out there on your news channels. We're not trying to be out there leading 200 people to the city hall. You know, we're not trying to do none of that weird shit. We out here fighting for our loved ones, so that way, yeah, acting. We're not acting. We out here trying to fight for our loved ones, so make sure their names never die, and we get some type of accountability. And people, activists, don't really see that because they so much in the competition with the families. You know, when really, if anything, every activist in America, if there's a family that's been affected, that activist should go right behind that family and see how they could uplift and unite and fight for accountability through that family. That's how you really become an activist. That's how you activate communities. Being an activist is not being on local news every night because you're just a local bitch. You know, I don't give a damn about that.
Yeah, facts.
I
You
give a
just
damn
being
about
a
that.
puppet. You just
Yeah,
being
you
a
a puppet.
at the, yeah. You just a puppet at this stage. Like they just pulling your string and you just gonna
Literally,
go. Like
literally.
you just gonna go. Like word.
Nah, I think you gotta be born into this. You know what I mean? Like,
Fact.
like
But
how
even the people that's born into like for instance, like I got my family got thrown into this for something wrongfully happened to my father. Like word. That don't mean you immediately jump on the news and speak about a whole bunch of wild shit that you got
you don't know nothing
experienced.
about.
Yeah, like you feel me?
You already talking
That's
about prison reform. You don't know shit about.
you want to talk about everything else but the situation. Like word.
Crazy. That's crazy. And then so you people like us that lost loved ones, and then you got people like Reverend Al Sharpton who's really born in this. You know, been a preacher since forever. You know what I mean?
He been a
But
preacher since four.
whew, Al Sharpton been preacher since 4.
Four.
Damn, I thought it was 11. Oh my god, since
Nigga
4.
he started his own organization at 4 years old with Reverend Dorsey and Reverend Jackson.
I didn't know it was Reverend Dorsey was with him too.
Yeah.
I did not know that. I know Reverend Jackson's kind of older, huh? How old is? I'm about like what, 10 years, 11 years.
Yeah, I don't know.
You know Reverend Jackson getting up there.
Yeah, he getting up there.
He
Man,
getting up
I seen him when I went to go speak in Chicago.
Okay, I seen him in Kenosha. I seen him in
Yeah.
Wisconsin. I seen him in Wisconsin.
Right.
He be out there. He real supportive of the Jacob Blake family.
Yeah.
He's
Okay.
really out there with the family. You know what I mean? Yeah, and James Brown was his mentor. James Brown, Al Sharpton mentor.
His godfather.
Godfather. Yeah, let's get that right. Let's get that right. It was Godfather. Took that boy in. Took our boy in. Took our guy in.
Man.
Yeah.
I know y'all been seeing his little moves.
Yeah, hey, look. One of the main reasons I was good with Al Sharpton, like I felt cool, was I found out he was with James Brown. I was like, oh, he a real one. Because James Brown ain't gonna be around no fake niggas and shit. You know what I mean?
Not at all.
So I was like, oh, James Brown don't need nobody. I just seen a little James Brown movie and shit. And I was like, oh, it's good. Oh, he a real one. I was like, nigga, they should have had Al Sharpton in there in the White House.
That's a fact.
Right. Hey, bro, I love you for having this conversation with me. I appreciate your time, man. It's always good to catch up with you. Anything you want to say to the people before we go up out of here? Anything?
Stay out of DC, man.
Stay the fuck out of DC.
Word, stay out of DC. DC is not the place to be.
Ah, shit.
Let's just kick back at home and watch these white people just wild out. Let's just kick back.
Eat your popcorn. I love you, man. I love you, man. And look, when I seen that shit, man, the Martin Luther King March they're gonna have on the DC in DC is like what the 18th, right?
They are.
I think it's the 18th, the Martin Luther King March. I don't know, but anyways, they got the the inauguration the day after that. Did you know that? Like a day or two after that, they're after the inauguration.
Yeah.
So were you staying for the inauguration?
Huh?
Were you staying for the inauguration, the Joe Biden thing?
What's that?
The inauguration is when they elect, they do the swearing under oath for president.
You said where I stand?
Yeah, were you going to be there? Because the day after the march, were you going to stay?
Uh, nah, I don't think I'm going to DC.
You ain't going to? Okay. I heard that. I know that.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, it's the 18th. The Martin Luther King March will be the 18th in Washington, D.C. And the Jacob Blake family will be there. And hopefully, if you change your mind, you do go. Tap in with me, all right?
All right, bet.
I'll let you, brother. I'm going to talk to you.
All right.
All right, now. Much love, Eric Garner Jr. It's good, brother. Good, brother. You know, I plan on going to the march in D.C. I also plan on going to the inauguration. But I don't know yet because I might stay here in Sacramento and do something for the community. But everybody love everybody. Thank you all for joining. I appreciate you. It's been a special conversation with Mr. Clark, with the son of Eric Garner Jr. Earlier today, you can go to the conversation we had with the uncle of Jacob Blake, Justin. And before we leave, I want to get you guys a SAC 6. Number one is bridge the gap between law enforcement and at-risk communities. But before we do that, we must bridge the gap between community and community. And that's important because that's why we created Stefan's House. One of the main reasons we created Stefan's House is to empower Sacramento's underdeserved, underrepresented, and at-risk communities by providing resources, education, and a network. We do have specific programs at our house, like health and wellness and mental health programs and whatever. And we do have game rooms and beauty salons, so on and so forth, meditation rooms. But I want everybody to donate to www.iamsacfoundation.com or go to iamsacfoundation@gmail.com to see how you can support the movement, not the moment. Very important that you do so. Very important. So I was on my SAC 6. Let me get back to my SAC 6 before I end up forgetting. But let me write down our address right here so you guys could donate. I need everybody to either donate or send us an email so you could either volunteer or become a member at foundation.com. I just put the website is ticking down there at the bottom. And if you go to iamsacfoundation@gmail, you'll be able to connect with us there. iamsac foundation. Okay. Okay, there we go. iamsac foundation for gmail.com. Nope. Boom. And then iamsac foundation gmail.com. So yeah, go to www.iamsacfoundation@gmail.com. I mean, www.iamsacfoundation.com and go to iamsacfoundation@gmail to send us an email. Okay. So number one, like I said, within our SAC 6 program, number one is bridge the gap between law enforcement and at-risk communities. We believe before we bridge the gap between community and law enforcement, we must bridge the gap between community and community. Number two is very important. Number two is to inform and educate on policy and legislative change. Those are things like the Eric Garner law, Stephon Clark law, so on and so forth. Number three is to provide resources and healing spaces for those in need in our community. We believe give a man a fish, he'll eat for a day. Teach a man a fish, he'll eat for a lifetime. We believe in receiving recommendations, but before that, commemorating the life and legacy of Stephon Clark in a positive light so that his name may live on for generations long after he and I left this earth. We believe in receiving recommendations from you, the people, on how to prevent such atrocities like Stephon Clark from ever happening again. But we also believe in the golden rule, the golden gospel, John 15:12, which says, love each other as I have loved you. And John 15:18, which says, if the world hates you for it, know they hated me long before they ever hated you. That spread the gospel of love, ELE. Everybody love everybody. And that's the story we want to stick to. And that's why I feel we are sticking to it. But I want to thank you all for joining in for this special conversation with Mr. Clark, my brother, Eric Garner Jr. Thank you all who couldn't make it to the conversation. Hopefully you guys could go to www.iamsacfoundation.com. If you can't donate, become a member. You can't become a member, volunteer. iamsacfoundation@gmail.com. If you can't donate, become a member. If you can't become a member, volunteer. We do our food and face mask giveaways, and we're scheduling a fundraiser coming up in the next few weeks to fund Stephon's house. After Stephon's house, we're going to be building many more houses across the country. But we need your help and we need your support. We cannot do it without your help and your support. God bless you. Thank you. And may the rest of this year be the best of your year. All right.